Our guest today is Neda. She's originally from India and she has pretty long experience in AI and she's helping businesses to implement AI. Neda, can you say a few words about yourself, please?
Sure. So I have a background in computer science. So I did my graduation. During that time, new technologies were leveraging and how self-driving cars were coming into picture. So that's how I got interest. In my subjects, I had AI in a way that they taught it about how AI is leveraging into these domains slowly. And some of them included like supervised, unsupervised learning. So the idea of making AI learn like a child as to how they learn step by step with data and whatever information we have provided to them and how it learns and unlearns things that's not required for it. So understanding that gave me a passion to know how this field is going to affect as humans and a civilization.
How many years you've been working in AI?
AI, so after studying, I started reading research papers, started interning with different organizations, so around 2 to 3 years.
Do you have some moment in your life where you said, wow, AI, this is really changing, transforming, all the development coming, I need to focus it fully?
Definitely. Once I came in Dubai and then I started hearing that Tesla is launching, so seeing something like that come into picture, and then Gen AI with all this ChatGPT coming in, then Bard, then OpenAI, all of these gave me an impact of how quickly it's adapting. Still, AI is in the baby phase, but how deeper impact it has is something that's what is we are passionate about currently.
Are there any use cases of AI where you say they are really fascinating for you, which you are using yourself, which you tell companies to use? So if you had to name two, three use cases which you really, really like, which use cases would this be?
Sure. So for OpenAI, we can say ChatGPT. Everybody knows about it and everybody is using it. As to how it's improving the way we're looking at content, we're reading content, just few algorithms that bring out the good in every content that you write. Besides that, we have Mid-Journey that's enhancing the way videos look. So basically creativity is something human-owned. But now it's different and people are impressed as to how machines are doing it in a way that's very, very interactive and definitely something very new.
And if you go directly into, let's say, Mid-Journey or ChatGPT or whatever, what are really use cases where you say, well, this is, I mean, everyone knows with ChatGPT that you can just send a few words there and then make a great text out of it, but a bit more sophisticated use cases which you really like. What can you tell us?
Definitely. So like ChatGPT, and I've also now Copilot is something that I like to use for business research. So fine, like I'm making an investment map for a particular company or an organization or a country. How do I get data for 2016, 15? So with these technology, sophisticated information that we need to go to different platforms, spend money on gathering these data, we get the numbers, we get the figures as to what is happening. You have different Gen AI content platforms where you can compare this. Okay, so Bard says this, ChatGPT says this, Copilot says this. These are the numbers, these are the figures. So this country has excelled in these areas. So using this for precise research and then developing it and presenting it in a way with using slides.ai, these interactive platforms that give your business and ideas a very unique way of presenting it.
Absolutely. So you are basically helping businesses to implement artificial intelligence, right?
Yeah, as to how they can implement it in the coming 2 years. Not all organizations know. Some are just new to this. They haven't really been into tech things. So they want to implement it. How can they picture this implementation of AI and these technologies in their coming businesses for the 2 to 3 years and how they can look into it?
If I see businesses or companies in general, what our research shows that very few of them have really implemented AI tools so far. Many of them are reluctant for a lot of different reasons. Is this also your observation that the companies are still struggling with implementing AI?
Definitely. That's what we see. The main struggle, and as you said, there are different reasons. Few can be the data and the privacy. So they say we're a 15-year-old company. We do not prefer our data to be out, right? And when we say about implementing, everybody's talking about governance and control. But we do need to understand it's at a very early stage, and you can mind it, and you can, because data is something everybody, even a small organization has. A real estate that was just made 1-2 years ago will have a decent amount of data. So it's very important to utilize and leverage this data to understand your clients and get into your businesses in a unique way. So we always recommend them to start implementing internally to solve their internal problem as an organization, and then slowly, instead of developing it, start implementing it. So rather than you bring in developers and develop a software, start implementing it in a small organization as to how you can solve your employees or your admin or your administration or your content, and then you will understand how this can help you in a long run.
But how are you doing this? Many organizations, there are people working who are fully busy with their daily work. Many of them are also afraid of AI because they think if I implement this, then I lose my job. So how do you bring AI into companies? How are you doing this? How do your projects look like?
Sure. So like being afraid is like you do not know much about it. So we try and explain them how you can do and utilize it in your day-to-day basis to make it easier for you to undertake a task. Like a simple email that like, okay, you were on a weekend, you came back on Monday, you have like 10 emails. We'll synthesize AI applications and AI softwares that you can use to answer them in a proper way. So it's making you more efficient. The more clients you answer, the better productivity you will get. In sales, we say the huge client that you target are the ones, few of them will revert you back. So AI gives you an opportunity to interact with a lot of clients, and that also helps you to filter among them, choose your best client, they can choose you, and then you can proceed with that. So it's anyways making your tasks easier.
I understand. And how do typical projects of yours look like? You come to companies which are completely blank when it comes to AI, or are these companies who are already using AI? And then you look at the whole company, or they just give you a certain slice, or how is the typical AI implementation or training project look like? It is more implementation or more training, or can you describe the job of yours, how it looks like?
Sure. So we go into all these domains, into implementing it, and then we have developers. So I work as a business, so I manage the business side as to how I can produce or give a company a developer or someone in that field who will be relevant for their development or implement.
Okay, so that means it's always somehow customized AI. It's not that you are having that they are using ChatGPT or something like this. You basically do customized tools for them.
Definitely, customization is something that's becoming more and more easier. So we go to them and we say, okay, you can do LLM, you can plug in large language models onto your data, and if you don't have data, we'll help you ways in which you can collect it, filter it, and utilize it in your future runs and getting into businesses and all. Because all businesses in some way are either selling or producing. So how can we leverage AI and customize them based on their need? If there is a need for implementation, we suggest them that. And then we also give them a picture in the coming 3, 4, 5 years, how they can develop it as well. And if there's a need of development, we show them like in the coming years, how this development is going to bring you back profits.
How long it takes, let's say I have a production company for whatever, water bottles, and I want to improve my processes through AI. How long it takes until today I have no AI and I want to be, not the best of the best, but I would be better than average, better than my competitors. How long this would take for me to get AI ready?
Sure. So in the case of a production company, now we'll try to understand how your businesses are running, how we can customize this AI plan for you. So if we get into it and you guys are into zero for AI, we will suggest you start implementing it internally as to solve your internal production issues. That can be easier using these technologies. So maybe there's like the timeline issue in the production or delivery issue. We'll start with leveraging it in ways where you can implement it internally. Once your employees, you as an owner, your directors, your team, and your head people, they start using AI, they will understand, okay, these are the ways in which it is benefiting our organization, our business. Fine. Then we can go into a product that we develop completely customized for ourselves or for our client or for our product. So understanding that begins with using it by yourself. So once you start using it, you put your hands on it as a company. Your employees are enjoying it, learning from it, using it for their day-to-day basis. It's making their life and work easier and bringing in more creativity. So AI basically, it helps you. It'll help you with Excel. It'll help you with all the tedious work. So you can have more sessions on brainstorming, onto improving your project. There's like tedious work of designing that takes long hours. You can automate it with AI. And then you can spend your time developing it as to what your customer wants by understanding the data for your production.
I guess there are lots, maybe hundreds or even thousands of use cases a company has when it would implement AI. If a company is doing nothing so far, let's stay with the production company who is producing something and then selling it. What are the departments in the company, the areas in the company where you think they should start first with AI because they cannot do everything at the same time? Would it be sales, marketing, HR, production, procurement, or where do you think the department which should really be the front runner? Can you say this?
Definitely. So with someone that's starting new, to understand like, okay, in my production company, these are the domains that lack in some way, and then we understand how we can personalize it. So for example, if you put it into sales, fine, we have data for around 15 years. Fine, we understand, we fine-tune that data. We extract insights as to how this data can be leveraged, how much of it is useful. Then we read the trends and patterns in these data as to how the clients are reacting to whichever, if you had different types of ad sales or campaigns. So how did your clients react to it? Once we get that data, we go to the marketing team saying that, fine, these marketing campaigns or these advertisements got us these many clients and that's how they were interested in. So now we can help them use AI, Gen AI. They can generate content, social media campaigns, understand what's the trend, and then they can leverage it there. Once the marketing is done, then we can also implement automation if they're producing it, that they need in their machineries, based on whatever, if they can automate their packing process or any of that sort. We do see that bigger companies automating their industries in terms of packing saves them a lot of time, human efforts, and it makes them easier. So someone controlling the machines rather than sitting there and just packing the devices and producing it by themselves.
But that means there is not the one department you would start with. So you basically start with some overall analysis, see the use cases suitable for these companies, and then you propose them. And if the company likes, you start, yeah?
Definitely. So we like to see the gaps where we can fill in with AI in general.
Okay. How do you see the future? I mean, the future not in 50 years, but let's say 5 to 10 years. ChatGPT started about 1.5 years ago. What is coming next? So in the next 5 years, what's happening to companies who are not doing projects with you or who are not implementing AI solutions? Are they going to die, or what is going to happen in the next 5 years?
Definitely with this AI wave, people think. But the thing is, do we remember, right? There was an industrial revolution where basically humans were replaced with machines. But that wasn't the truth. That was not true. Humans learned how to use those machines, correct? And human had a lot of work, maybe in industry, in a food production company, a clothing production. Human did have work. Just that it changed. Instead of going to a farm and producing a textile, you went to an industry, held the machine and prepared it, right? AI is here to help human do more human work rather than machine work. So it's anyways going to make it easier. And the truth is, still we're exploring ways besides Gen AI, automation, driverless cars, and so many other areas. There are plenty, like healthcare is something that's booming with AI, with diagnosis. There are research and there are papers that say that there are more accurate results when an AI is implemented in healthcare. Education is a domain that's still a lot unexplored. So how, with the coming generation that's growing with machines, they have an iPad, iPhone, different types of driverless cars around them. How can we leverage their mental and mind in terms of understanding these technologies? How are they going to view this? All this we will learn in the coming years. So AI is still in the baby phase. It's going to advance in like 2, 3 more and many other steps. So there are like countless ways and areas and domains where AI can be leveraged.
So the future is very bright.
Definitely for AI, definitely.
But again, if companies are not seeing this, if they are not participating in this, I mean, you said all these great use cases, you just named healthcare, for example. I think it's fantastic what AI can do there. But if you are this production company I described and they don't care about this, they don't want to do this, do you think they can still survive against the competition in a couple of years?
The way we are seeing AI coming, it's not really an option anymore. It's going to be a choice. And after that, you need to implement. Just how we accepted internet, right? Nobody knew how it was going to work. 2003 internet and 2024 internet. The vast difference. I could be here and talking to a client in US. A client in US could be talking to someone in New Zealand and so on. So these use cases are just coming and it's going to be beyond. So you'll have an option. Now you have an option to either go with it or not. But after a few years, in the coming year, maybe next year, you will have this as an implementation. You need to have it in some way because all your competitors are going to have it. They'll be excelling it. If you're using AI, you're excelling it. How do you excel in this market?
So it will basically come automatically if I want to do business in this world, huh?
Definitely. Like you say, okay, I'm a real estate person. I don't really need internet. That's not how it'll work, right? If you don't have internet, how are you going to email clients? How are you going to do your day-to-day basic things like searching? You need internet. That's how, with AI coming in, you're going to need AI, definitely.
Great. I think it was a very interesting talk. Thank you very much for your time. And I hope we will see you at AIX soon again.
See you guys. Thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you.
Good talking to you.